Uh, to my second topic today, I feel like we have enough data points at this point, 2 weeks into the season, to finally have an educated conversation around who is the number one team in the country. There's nothing the Sleepers podcast likes to do more than have educated conversations. So, to you, 2 weeks into the season, who is the best team in the country? I don't even want like who deserves to be number one. I think that's a different conversation than it is who is the best team in the country. Who's the best team in the country?
Arizona Wildcats.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I like this. Give me the reasons here.
Well, I mean, you look at what they've done already. They went into Cameron and got a win at Cameron. And despite how you feel about Duke, they were a top two team. Actually, they might have been one at the time. I'm not even sure. Well, no, they were two behind Kansas, but really, really good team. And I just love everything about this team, like from top to bottom, just like how they fit. You have the guard play of Boswell, Bradley, and Caleb Love. Having Boswell and Bradley next to Caleb Love just kind of also takes away from the Caleb Love moments that could hurt your team. But also, like you stated, the way Caleb Love plays with Arizona and the people around him, I think kind of assist and maybe keeping some other things like under wraps, I guess I would say, or maybe just not focusing so much on the things that Caleb Love can do to hurt the team, but what he can do to like keep him in line and keep him playing extremely well. Kashad Johnson is just a do everything player for them. He's the perfect piece. Umar Ballo is great down low. Pella Larson is good as just like a wing. I mean, I love everything about this Arizona team. I think they're really good. I think they're the best team in the country. And I feel pretty confident in saying that. My number two team right now would probably be UConn, but I feel good putting Arizona number one.
Okay, yeah. We talked about it briefly last night, but I think those are the two teams that definitively belong in the conversation for best team in the country. I can listen to an argument on Duke. I can listen to an argument on Kansas. And I think in general, all the teams in Maui, like Purdue, obviously, I think Marquette, I think you could throw Tennessee in there. All the teams that are still alive in Maui deserve to be in the conversation. And ultimately, whoever wins is probably going to be the number one team in the country. For my money, my pick is UConn. I think if you put UConn, dropped them in this Maui Invitational field right now, put them in Purdue spot, Marquette spot, Tennessee spot, Kansas spot, I don't care. Drop them in the field. I would take UConn to win the next two games and win this Maui Invitational. I think this is the best team. I think they're the most impressive team. I think the same thing we're seeing where like Matt Painter just hasn't lost a non-conference game in like 6 calendar years. That's going on with UConn right now. And oh, by the way, like last non-conference, UConn was dominant. Like they destroyed Alabama on a neutral before anybody realized how good Alabama was. And then we all forgot about it because they got Tyler Kolek for 3 months. And then they showed up on neutral courts again and were the dominant team, best team in the country again. So like, I think there are some teams you can pick out, just like that team's nasty on a neutral. And I don't want to see UConn on a neutral ever, ever. Dan Hurley has me terrified right now.
Especially if that neutral is Madison Square Garden.
Man, they're just good. I think they're deep too. Like when I think if you compare Arizona and UConn, I think UConn's deeper, especially at full strength when they're healthy.
Those two teams right there are, like we said on the episode yesterday, and one of the recaps or previews. You go down the roster, bunch of guys. I'm like, yeah, that's a guy. I trust that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, would you say the same with Arizona? Like, if you dropped Arizona and Maui, they would be your pick to win Maui?
Yeah.
See, I don't. For whatever reason, I think I would pick like Purdue over Arizona. I think I would pick Kansas over Arizona right now, but I wouldn't do the same with UConn.
See, I would not. I feel like you dropped them in Maui, they're winning it.
So you've really swung around on Caleb Love.
I have.
So say it with
I've swung around to the point that I'm like Caleb Love was the scapegoat of the situation.
Say it with me.
UNC, I'm watching you.
It was Armando's fault. Say it with me. You want to go there?
It might be big gospel.
I'm just saying, man. Yeah. Look, you took the cancer out. Why are they still kind of sick? You know, like we removed the tumor. Why do we still have symptoms right now? You know, that's kind of where I'm at with UNC. And Toomer not looking like a tumor right now in Westwood.
Toomer thriving.
Yeah, looking good.
Tucson. Yes. I like your answer of UConn. I think Arizona is my best team in the country. Just for shits and giggles, who's the third? And you can't just say the winner of Maui.
Purdue. Yeah, they just have a safety blanket. Nobody else does.
Yeah, I think I go Purdue as well.
Like, no matter what, on a bad night, Edie's Edie. That's a safety blanket that like Tennessee doesn't have if Connect's banged up or cramping. Kansas doesn't have ever. And Marquette, I mean, I don't know. Marquette didn't impress me a ton last night. I'm about to pick them to beat Kansas today. They didn't impress me too much last night.
You not consider Tyler Kolek a safety blanket?
No.
Not a national player of the year. Not a national player of the year safety blanket.
Safety blankets don't like try to be cute and outread an 18-year-old freshman and keep getting picked off. Like there's nothing safe about that blanket.
That's true. I wish an 18-year-old freshman would check Zach Edey.
Right. Like it would just be toast. Like your jam on your sourdough. All right. Final